Hey, you guys, thanks for shifting on our book study. We're really excited about these Eric Worre calls that are coming on Wednesdays. And so, because of that, we're going to shift just a tad and we're going to do our book study via our pod chats. My name is Jordan. I am a Diamond and a Senior Ruby ambassador.
I'm Becca Acuff, and I'm a Senior Ruby Ambassador.
Becca and I get to work together often, but this is actually really fun for us because we haven't ever like got to lead something like this before together. And she's really smart and really wise, so I'm excited for y'all to get to learn from her and her perspective. But really, today we're about the Slide Edge, chapter 5, and it's all about this idea of doing things consistently over time because I think we've all done a reach out challenge or we pushed really hard for a contest or, something that made us feel really good in the moment, but we didn't give it time. We didn't give it the year or two or three or five or 10 or whatever it required to actually cultivate the result that we wanted to have. And so today is about the time. And so Becca is going to kick us off with the first part, and then I'm going to go and we're just going to tag team. Here we go.
All right. Hey guys, chapter 5. It's on page 63. If you don't know where to find us, I'm going to start right in that first paragraph. Right now, not doing things is tempting to you. And so we have this idea of temptation being something new, just something that popped up when we started this business, and now we're tempted to do other things. And that's not true, and that's not biblical. Temptation started right in the beginning of Genesis chapter 3. It led all the way through. Even Jesus was tempted in the garden. So if you're being tempted and pulled away to do other things other than work your business, that is not new. And there are ways to combat that. So, whatever you find is tempting you right now, I encourage you to just write that down, pray over it, find out what your biggest temptations are that's pulling you away from business. It also talks about rebellion in there. And maybe you avoid doing your IPA out of rebellion. Maybe you avoid just doing simple daily tasks or not doing the follow ups. You find a way to make excuses or avoid calls. I have done that. Jordan knows that. I'm like, I do not like doing calls, but you know what? I can't move a needle if I'm not plugged in. And I am really bad about having this roller coaster of artificial reward and punishment system. I am really good at going for incentives, at going for rewards and retreats, and going for icon right now. But then when I feel like I haven't hit the mark where I wanted, my goal did not become what I thought it should be, I punish myself. And that is something that I do by sabotaging, by just being paralyzed in my own business, having really negative thoughts, and just holding those thoughts captive. Back to that, not being led by temptation to do something else, holding those thoughts captive every single day and pushing forward. And I think the best way to do that is on page 64, where it talks about you need an ally. If you don't have a power partner, if you don't have an accountability partner, these pods are absolutely phenomenal for having that accountability every single day. And then having a vision that you share with your team, with your leader, and then supplying that time comes from God alone. Knowing that you get the same number of hours in your day as the top leaders, as Jordan and Jessica Heffley and all the other girls that we look up to. I am so guilty of saying, like, they must have more hours in their day than I do. And again, that's just a cop out for not putting in the work and just getting up early and putting it in. And so I hope that helps you with not being tempted and also knowing how to combat that temptation.
Yeah, I think that knowing what your temptations are is such a good one. I know for me, I'm like, I'm gonna go get my workout in because I know how like successful I feel after I like go sweat, or I'm gonna go do XYZ, or I'm gonna schedule this date night or whatever. And all of those things are so important. But for me, like if I'm skipping the work, I'm never gonna get the result. And that's the feeling I actually want. It just takes time. It's not as quick of a result. It's not the sweat session I just got. So I'm going to talk about page 67 really quick, you guys. So first off, I love on 65 the formula he gives you: consistency, repeated daily actions plus time equals results. There's a few keywords there. Consistently repeated daily actions over time. Now, time is not always a week. We are not Amazon Prime over here. You can't Amazon Prime thousands of dollars a month. It's just not happening. You can't Amazon Prime the timing that it takes for someone to join your team. I watched my friend for 2 years do this, and I still wasn't ready. I waited another year after that. right? She gave it time. She was patient with me. She kept working her business, but it took time. So I'm going to skip over to page 67 really quick. Of course, he says the slight edge is boring. There, I said it. Of course, I only said it for dramatic effect because it's actually incredibly exciting once you know where it leads. Becca and I just talked about her vision board that she just redid. She did it a couple years ago, but she hasn't redone it since, or about a year ago, I think. But she
It's
just
been
redid.
two. It
Yeah,
has been
two.
two. Yeah.
Okay, 2 years ago, but she hasn't redone it. You guys, I haven't redone my vision board in 2 years either because I haven't unpacked my office, which is just exactly what she was saying. The temptation is just to avoid cleaning my office, but I need to get my vision board back on my walls. It's in boxes. And so, you guys, you have to know where you're going. Why are you not getting that vision board on paper? Why are you not allowing yourself to dream? Why are you not allowing yourself the space to believe that you can actually do this? So, yeah, there are some things that are boring. Sending out messages isn't always my favorite thing to do. Thinking of my new list or dripping the business or whatever, it's always like my number one favorite thing to do. But the result is my favorite thing to do. The adventure that comes from success here, the relationships that come from the success here, the connection, the trips, the feelings that I get from success. I love it. The impact that I get to have. You guys, I was walking at convention around just walking, and this girl that I'd never met came up to me and said, "Hey, I need to talk to you." I was like, "Okay, let's talk." And I'd never met her before. And she said, "I just wanted to tell you, thank you for your YouTube videos, things like that." And I was like, "Hey, it was nice to meet you." Like, I flip over her name tag and I said, "Where are you?" I said, "You don't have a rank on here. Are you brand new?" She said, "No, I'm actually Ruby, but I got here late because my daughter has cancer and she had surgery on Monday, but I had to at least come for one day. I had to get one day in, and I was hoping to meet you." And so I got to sit there and pray with her. And you guys, you don't get those opportunities without the work that you've done. You don't get that. And I was so grateful that day for the IPA that I've done, for the people that I've helped develop, for all the things, because it led to that moment that I got to have with this girl. And so you don't get that, you guys, until you do the work. And so you have to know where this is going, where this is leading to, and just be okay with some of the daily tasks being a little bit mundane. That's what I got on that one, Rebecca.
Yeah, I have like how do you combat mundane? How do you combat what you feel like is boring? And again, for me it's making two columns. Like, these are habits that are going to lead me to success and these are habits that are going to lead me to failure. And taking a personal inventory. If I don't know what I'm wasting my time on, I don't know how to combat those things. For me, I know if I get up early, I'm going to get more done in a day. It's just going to happen. I'm going to feel like I had more time in my day. I listened to an Ed Mylett podcast this week, and he was talking about he flosses every day because it makes him feel successful right off the bat. And I thought that is so mundane and boring, but for him, it's what every single day he just does. And for us, it's the same way. It's finding out every single day what's going to push the needle. And for me, that vision board was the other thing. I focused too long on the gap instead of the gain, and like getting back out that vision from 2 years ago. I'm now like, oh wow, I have done some things. I did some scary things in the last 2 years, and the time I felt like was literally yesterday when I had earned my first cruise, and now I'm 2 years in, and I've earned every single retreat we've been on. I haven't missed one yet, and that feels big to me, and I'm sure it feels big to a lot of you when you hit something. So. Having a vision board and then just choosing every day. I know on page 72, I circle the word. It starts with a choice because it does. It's how you're choosing to spend your time, and being bold and scary and purposeful and finding things that are close to your heart and making visions out of those.
Well, I want to stay on page 72 actually, because I love on 71, he says something like successful people don't wait to feel like they want to do it, they just do it anyway. Because our feelings, you guys, we can't trust them. Like, I don't feel like working out. I don't feel like doing this. I don't feel like making my kids dinner, whatever. Like, our feelings, you can't trust them. But you can't wait for motivation or that feeling. You just have to make the choice because you can change those feelings. Thoughts create feelings. Okay. So if we're acting out of feelings, then we're missing it. And so something that I loved on page 72 was he said, sometimes the path of success is inconvenient. You guys, it is not convenient for me to go get an hour-long workout every day. It is not convenient for me to sit there for an extra 30 minutes to an hour making my grocery list trying to label read so that my family can be healthier, you guys. But that is something that is important to me. That's a result that we want for our family. So I'm going to take the time to do it. But because I know the result, I'm willing to take the time. Sometimes the path of success is inconvenient. And I love you enough to tell you that if you are not feeling a little stretched, if you are not feeling a little bit inconvenienced by things that are important to you, then you are not getting out of your comfort zone enough because that is how you grow. That is how you get the results that you want, whether it's in your faith, in your family, in your business, whatever it is, in your fitness. So for most people, it's easier to blank. What is that for you? For most people, it says right here, it says it's easier to stay in bed than get on the path. What is it for you? Is it easier to watch? It's easier to watch Netflix than to do your IPA. What is it? What is your thing? What is your thing, Rebecca? Do you want to share yours?
I get really like I was saying a while ago, like the roller coaster of emotion for me. Like I am really bad about sabotaging myself or just being paralyzed with I feel like I've done all the things and none of it's working. Or the needle didn't move this month like I wanted it to. I really focus on that gap and that's something that I know I struggle with, but I think getting it on paper, praying over it, kind of just getting it out there and surrendering it. Like I feel like sometimes when you hold on to things and you don't surrender those back to God, it's the things that hold you back. And so I'm really learning on what to hold on to and what to let go of. And so for me, it's like those mundane things are things I need to hold on to. They're boring. Like we were talking about, some of them are boring, but they're what's going to eventually pay off in the long run. So yeah, for me, that's it. Totally. Making just a personal inventory, getting real with myself.
No, that's really good because what I love on here, it just basically says like it, what Julia Carty actually did that video a long time ago and it opened my eyes and it was like, is it actually comfortable or is it just more familiar? Does it just feel easier today, like going and sitting in your bed and watching Netflix? But is it actually more comfortable? Like, is it creating a more comfortable life for you? Because it's not. It's temporary. Like you were talking about on the very, very first page. It is just temporary fulfillment. It is temporary easy. And you guys, I don't want temporary easy for you because that is not where the feelings that you are searching for are going to come. And so for most people, it's easier to stay in bed. Getting on the path and staying on the path requires faith in the process. Do you have faith in the process? Do you have faith in the process here? And if you don't, I want to give you some things that have helped me get faith in the process. One, I have surrounded myself with girls that had the same goals that I did, and we weren't quitting until we got them. That gave me faith in the process because in the months where I wasn't getting the wins, they were. So I knew the process worked. It just wasn't my time yet. Some other things that helped me with faith in the process was I was constantly, Rebecca just talked about this. She just said, I watched a Ed Milet podcast or listened to Ed Milet podcast. Yeah. The things that you are putting in your brain and in your mind and in your heart, that is going to give you faith in the process. I listen to people like Fraser Brooks or Bob Heilig or Ed Milet or Eric Worre, who's talking about how network marketing is the thing. I sat in a conference with Dr. Henry Cloud where he said, this is one of the greatest businesses in the world because you get paid to serve people. And the more people you serve, the more money you make. He's like, what a gift. And so I am constantly putting things in that are giving me courage in the process, giving me faith in this process. And because I had faith in the process works because I worked the process because I had faith in it. Does you see how that works, that cycle? The other thing that it mentions is courage right here. Courage means to have a purpose and to have heart. This is bigger than just a diamond on a stage because that diamond represents a lot of things and it took a lot of courage to get that diamond. And it takes a lot of scary actions to get that diamond. But courage means to have a purpose and to have heart. You can tell when somebody is operating out of purpose and out of heart. So be that girl. Be the girl that is operating so passionately that people can just feel it. It is energy coming from you. So anyway, that's what I got off that one.
Yeah, I think that's like incredible. Thank you. Like I
Yeah.
feel inspired just from hearing that, you know. It's
Yay.
nice to have the reminder of the vision of someone that is above you, you know, that they still are going for all the things, because it's still, the purpose is still there, the heart is still there. And I think anybody that knows you sees your heart and sees how well you serve others. So I love that. And I think that kind of leads us to like towards the end of the chapter where it says that this is 100% voluntary. People are joining you because they're volunteering to be here with you. They're a part of your team because they want to be there. They believe in your vision, even if they don't have it for themselves yet. And I just think that who they are and their worth in that is worth celebrating. I am not one who has done a good job of celebrating my team, and I think that's so sad on my part because I love them so genuinely, and so like I really not want to celebrate just what they're doing and what they're accomplishing, but who they are as people and how well they love on others and serve them. So I just think that when we realize that people are 100% here because they want to be and not because they're forced to be, that we see them in a different light. And I just love that. And like, I'm here because you wanted to serve me well. And like, I stayed because you had a vision for me. And till I caught the vision for myself. And now I want to be able to pass that on. But I'm still 100% here voluntarily because I love you and I love this company and this vision that I can see for the future. So I think when we see that in other people, it changes who we are on the inside, but it also changes how they see themselves.
No, I think that's really beautiful. And something that she just said right there is huge. You guys, this is leadership right here. This is the slide edge. It says it's about your awareness. This is on page 74. She's aware. She just admitted something that was very vulnerable with you guys inside of her leadership. But you have to be aware of it. It's about you making the right choices, the choices that serve you and empower you starting right now and continuing for the rest of your life. She just said, I haven't done a good job of this. And most of the time, you guys, when we can admit we're not doing a good job of something, it's usually something that is a fear have. Maybe, and I don't know what hers is, but I know many times, maybe I haven't been recognizing my team, or maybe I haven't been in my virtual office. But it's really just because I'm scared to see all the people that have quit ordering. Or maybe I haven't been showing up to team calls, but maybe it's really just because I'm afraid to tell my husband what I'm doing and he's not on board yet. So usually if we are not making the decisions that we want to make, it is because there is a fear around us. You have got to be aware of what is actually going on in my head, what is actually going on in my day, in my schedule. Why am I not making these choices? And then be aware enough to change it. And that is powerful. And I think we can end with this, Becca, unless you have anything else. But the last page, or one of the last pages, 75, it says the difficult is what takes a little time. The impossible is what takes a little longer. You guys, maybe you're the first one in your entire family who is owning your own business. Maybe you're the first one in your entire family who is not living paycheck to paycheck. Or maybe you have 4 kids and it feels impossible to go diamond with 4 little kids at home. I don't know what your impossible is, but what I can tell you is this graphic immediately stood out to me. It's this, and I'll try and find it and send it, but it is in one little picture, there's a little miner and he is like hacking, axing, whatever it is, like the little pick thing. And there's 2 of them, okay? And they're both in the same spot. This one down here, though, is about this close to hitting diamonds, and he's still hitting away. He's so close after however long, weeks, years, days. And the other one on the top is the exact same spot and this close to diamonds, and he turns around because he's done. You guys, the difficult will take time. You're not going to be handed this beautiful community of people and this impact that you want to have and these vacations you want to have and these dreams you want to have and this business you want to have and the finances you want to have. It's going to take time. But what's cool about our business and our comp plan is that it is possible for every single person, but you have to give it the time. You have to have the skill set, you have to do it consistently, and you have got to do it over time. You cannot do it for 90 days, stop for 90 days, do it for 90 days, stop for 90 days. That is not how this works. The last quote that I was going to say, hold on, let me find it. Hold on. Oh, it's on page 64. It says at the very bottom, it says requires only a minuscule contribution from you, and yet it offers a gigantic return. What if you spent 1/24th of your day? You have 24 hours in your day, and you spent 1/24th on your dreams. 1/24th every day for a year. Where would your business be? That's all I got. Becca, you have anything?
That's all. I have been in a tree house and I meet up with the mosquitoes because of Arkansas weather and it's 112 degrees and there's
So you need to
fireworks
go
going
inside.
off. But hey, you know what? We got this in, so I'm super proud of us.
Yes, and thank you so much. I always love hearing from you. I don't know why we don't work together more, but we're going to make that happen.
Absolutely. Looking forward to it. Love you.
Bye,
Bye.
y'all.